I spent 3 hours today training. You might think to yourself, what the hell did I do for 3 hours? Well, a whole bunch of things. Frankly, when I'm looking at the clock right now, I can't even believe that it's been so long, but 3 hours, actually a little bit over 3 hours. 3 hours and 10 minutes. In this time, I did deadlifts, front squats, bench press, flies, and I took a whole lot of time between sets. Sometimes I like to hang out in here and I like to prolong it as much as possible. I'm on my phone, looking up different things, looking at other lifters, thinking about things, thinking about sumo, thinking about bench press, thinking about flies, thinking about positioning. There's no music, there's no distractions, no one's waiting on equipment. It's just me. My cameraman popped in for a little bit today. Recorded a few clips here, and we were talking about this very topic. And he said to me that this is a church for me, this garage, and it really is. Like that would summarize it perfectly. It's my place of worship, man. I any chance I get, I want to hang out here all the time. It's fun. I feel like I belong here. Sometimes I feel like I want to kneel down on the ground and pray to the barbell gods. Sometimes you just have to be truthful to yourself, be real with yourself, and look at things. A few of you guys have said to me on messages that, for the first time in a long time, you guys are finding, training fun. Without fun, man, this is not going to be a durable, type of lifestyle. It needs to be fun. We talk about programs, we talk about all these different things, but on top of all of this needs to be fun, man. You need to enjoy what you're doing. Now, when I say enjoyment, the big squat is not enjoyment as such. Like, you're not like running around with joy. Oh my God, I cannot wait to freaking vomit. It's not like that, but you need to have some sort of liking towards what you're doing. If someone is forcing you to do a program that you do not want to do, you're not gonna come back. Your brain, your willpower, your soul is gonna look for excuses, any excuse to kind of divert you away from that thing. So whatever the case might be, even if it's a suboptimal idea that you have in your mind, if it's gonna make you come into the gym more often, if it's gonna make you, any chance you get, spend 3 hours in the garage messing around with different things, do it. Honestly, that to me, especially if you're like me and you're just a guy. I've said this in the past. I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a Olympic weight lifter. I'm not a CrossFitter. I'm not a strongman. I'm not an anything, man. I'm just a guy that enjoys this. I enjoy, testing, retesting, thinking about different ideas, learning about the human body, learning about what this thing is. And a few of you guys message me and you're like, man, this is not optimal. Well, what is optimal? If you give me an optimal program and I'm half-assing it, or I don't want to come in and spend 3 hours in the gym, then, I would argue that a more, a subpar program done a lot is probably better than a optimal program never done. If you're skipping training sessions, if your 5x5 program is absolutely murdering you for a 2-week period and you're dreading the workouts, man, you're going to be shaving depth, you're going to be shaving technique, you're going to be muscling this thing up, you're going to deviate away from everything, you're going to be stressed, you're going to lose sleep, you're going to be grumpy around your family, around your friends. Who's winning in that, man? Pick something that you enjoy, and through that, you're going to love it. When you watch kids play, man, like, you watch kids play, they have fun. And sometimes 10 hours is not enough for them on the playground. They keep having fun. They're not thinking about, okay, I'm going to do 30 repetitions on these monkey bars, and then I'm going to jump down and I'm going to run after my sister for like 30 meters. No one's thinking about that, man. They're just playing. They're having fun. And when you're having fun, time flies. And one of the best things that I like, I don't know, it might be different. One of the best things that I like to do in the garage is take extended breaks. For some reason, taking an extended break, like I'm talking 5-minute breaks between sets, makes it fun. Clearly, you're not training your metabolic conditioning if you're training every 5 minutes, but something fun about it. I'm not in pain. I'm just thinking about the technique. I'm thinking about movement. I'm thinking about muscle activation. I'm thinking about positions. And to me, there's just so much clarity. And the fact that I'm at home in the garage, There's no other people around me. No one's training. No one's thumping crappy music. Sometimes I hear good music in the gym, but a lot of the time it's just damn off-putting. You're going up to a 1 rep max and there's freaking Katy Perry screaming her lungs out on the speakers. We all got our own thing, and I'm not saying Katy Perry's bad or whatever, but I don't like to think about that when I'm going for 1 rep max. So fun, have fun. Whatever the thing is, if you're having fun, you're gonna do it a lot. You're gonna play. And so today I was playing around a whole lot, man. It was a beautiful day outside. It has been a beautiful, week. Really, it's really warming up here in Australia, in Adelaide. Just freaking loving. These are the moments that made me fall in love with this. Just my own pace, my own thoughts. It's like, like my cameraman, it's like a church, it's like worship. It's like a mosque, it's like a shrine. It's like, I don't know, man, like your soul gets attracted to the things that it wants. And even though, doing 220 kilos for a single, I feel like my blood pressure is 5,000, that's not comfortable, but it's also very wanted. I want this. Just to my clarity, I feel like the most improvements I make at home. Every time I go to the gym, a few guys have said to me, why are you kind of training a whole lot at home now? It's been like 2 or 3 weeks now at home. The simple reason, the thought that made me do this was, well, the borders here in South Australia have opened up, meaning that it's free for all now. We've kind of reached the vaccination targets for 80%, and so now we've kind of opened up. Cases have kind of going up, and there's all these hotspots around the place, and so I thought, instead of me kind of exposing myself to the gym as well as also front lines at work, I might as well train at home. It's beautiful weather now. It's approaching summer. Summer's here, and so it's kind of like that's why I'm doing it. And then on top of that, so that's kind of the first thought. I know the videos are probably better when I go to the gym because there's better lighting, better angles. You can see other people in the background training. It's just everything's better about it. But for me, if I'm thinking about myself personally, I don't mind the gym. The gym has all these different pieces of equipment, like that glute machine that we talked about in the last few videos. That T-bar row, I love that. The lat pull, the lat pull over machine. That's also a kick-ass machine. So there's benefits there, but in terms of my soul, in terms of my enjoyment, by far, man, I'm in my kind of realm at home. Especially when I'm kind of left to my own devices. My wife and the kids kind of left last 3-4 hours. They've been away. So I've got like a 4-hour window to myself. Like, what am I going to do? It's like, man, any chance I get, I come in here. And I just mess around. Today, 3 hours. I can't do that when I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning for a shift. So sometimes I have these sessions where I just take forever. So today I did, a couple of exercises. I did deadlift, front squat. I did the bench press. You'll see the bench press. This is the first bench press session I feel like in 3-4 weeks, something like this. It's quite pleasantly surprised how it felt, but that was good. And then I finished off with some flies. I did 7 sets of 20 with flies. That took a bit of time as well. And then in between these sets, like, this is the thing, man. Like, I walk outside, water the garden, do some weeding. That's kind of the stuff I do, and I love it. I love it when I can throw in some chores in between all of this. Whereas in the gym, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I run through my sessions in the gym. Sometimes I finish everything an hour and 15, and I'll do a lot more work. I don't know. We all have our different kind of, likes and whatnot. A lot of people say that they can't get motivated at home. It's too boring for them. They don't have any inspirations walking around or whatever, the music or, man, I don't know. My life is the way that it is. It's like, I just love peace and quiet, man. I just want to be left the hell alone, man. I just want to be left alone with the barbell, with weights, peace and quiet, no talking, the leaves rustling, the birds singing. Oh my goodness, that is just beautiful. And then me training, oh man, I don't know, maybe I'm just showing my freaking age here or whatever. But when you're working in the emergency department and there's all sorts of stimuli happening there, 1 million phone calls, 1 million people screaming, 1 million requests, people want this. It's like the opposite of that. The emergency room stuff is you van in the garage for 3 hours, No one talking to him, just messing around with plates and barbells. I love that, man. It's just, to me, that's fun. And so if you're struggling with training and you're looking down at your program and you're like, oh shit, man, I've got an AMRAP of 50 million reps. Oh man, change your training, man. Have sessions where you freaking fart ass around like this. I've done sessions in the past where, man, I've done 20 singles on the bench press. I remember in my previous house where we lived in that large shed, where I had to set up in a large shed. I did 20 singles on bench press with 80%. That took a long time, man. I remember I was taking like 2-3 minutes in between these sets, because I was channeling that Pavel Tsatsouline, greasing the groove type of methodology, where you're kind of completely resting in between sets, in between sub-maximal weight for singles. So just purely training that nervous drive. He talked about you got to let the chemistry kind of resettle in the musculature and the nerves to fire optimally. That's how you train for pure strength, pure power. So 20 sets of one with 3 or 4 minutes in between. I mean, that's a long freaking exercise. And that wasn't the only thing I did. I did squats and God knows what else I did on that day. And so whenever I have a time like this, and that was fun, man. I don't know, man. A lot of people want to get in, get out, a 45-minute session. It's like, okay, you can probably get a lot of work in, man, but I don't know. Like maybe if bodybuilding is your thing, I don't know, like 45-minute session, like you must be exhausted. This is the thing when I see all these CrossFitters train. Once again, everyone's different. Everyone's got their own, but like I would not like CrossFitting. I don't know. CrossFit seems like a whole lot of metabolic conditioning and everyone looks angry and hurt and they can't wait to get out. Of course, man, I'll make my session 30 minutes. Just limit that pain, man. I remember, back in the day when I used to play basketball, we'd go for these freaking runs on the sand dunes. Man, it's not fun. Like, it's fun when you finish it because you're like, oh, thank God that freaking agony is over. But while you're doing it, it's not fun. It's just pure war. And so how often can you go to war? I don't know, man. This is why maybe people stop training. They have, New Year's coming around, man. You watch, man. All these New Year revolutionists are going to be like, oh, next year I'm going to freaking be shredded. Next year I'm going to squat every day. Next year I'm going to do... You watch, man. January's going to be full of social media saying, okay, this is the year. And by the time freaking 15th of Jan happens, oh, they drop off, or February, they drop off. It's because they're going too hard, man. Like, I've said it to people all the time. A lot of people kind of approach me since this channel has kind of taken off a little bit. People know I'm into fitness. People approach me in personal life and on social media. They're like, what do you think I should do? I'm like, man, you should do very little. If you're somebody coming off the couch, man, do very, very little. Because you got a whole lot of things you got to train before you start training the body. Because the body is going to follow your mind. If your mind is up to scratch and you're a warrior mentally, that is going to get exhibited. That's going to manifest itself into your body. This is the thing that people don't understand. Your mind is the key to life. If you conquer that demon inside your brain, that bad voice, that bad energy within you, which starts kind of from your head. Your head likes to mess with you, man. Once you conquer that, the body will follow, man. If you rock up every single day, you will follow. So the last thing you should do is January 1, after a freaking big night out, right? You've gone out, you partied all night, but you said to yourself, 1st of January, I'm going to go kill it. You go to the gym and you hit leg day because you're a hard ass, man. You like to do legs. You go in, you get a personal trainer, they absolutely annihilate you. You wake up Tuesday, sore as hell, but you got a lot of fire about you. You go about it. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And slowly your brain starts to go, I know we said what we said, man, but this shit's getting old, man. I can't sit on the toilet. I'm sore. I'm pissed off. The wife's angry at me because I'm in a bad mood, because I'm in a bad mood because my freaking body hurts. And so all of a sudden that willpower starts to get more and more enemies against it. And eventually January 1 comes around and your freaking willpower's on the ground, exhausted, you're flanked from all sides, the archers are peppering you from the distance, and what do? You lower your weapons, you surrender, you go back to the bridge, you get yourself a tub of ice cream, you get yourself a six-pack and you start washing that shit down. That's one scenario. What I would say to you is, okay, January 1, you want to change your life. That's fine. Let's start training the mind. Every single day, you're going to do a push-up. If you're really tough, do 5 push-ups. Depending on who you are and what your body composition is like, do 5 push-ups. January 2, 6 push-ups. It might take you a month before you get to something that's actually challenging to you, depending on, once again, if you're 500 pounds, 1 push-up might be the wrong thing for you. I'm just trying to explain. By the time you get to, let's say, February, you've strung, let's say end of February, you've strung close to 60 days of doing shit every single day. 60 days. Your willpower is strong, fully in rank, tight formations, like a Roman legionnaire, legions, right? Bang. No, everyone's standing, they can't penetrate, the arrows are falling off, no one can do anything. Willpower is strong because you haven't abused, you haven't annihilated it, you didn't send a freaking catapult or trebuchet freaking bomb in the middle of it. There were just little ravers that are coming in. You're picking them off nice and easy. 5 push-ups, 6 push-ups, 7 push-ups, 8 push-ups, 9 push-ups, right? Then it might get a little bit tough. You might get to 60 push-ups is a lot. So maybe you get to 20 push-ups and you go backwards. Okay, 20, 19. And so as the day goes on, right? It doesn't really matter what you're doing in terms of the program. You just have to rock up every single day. So when you wake up, you're like, okay, when am I going to do my 3 push-ups today? Is it going to be before breakfast, after breakfast, before lunch, after lunch, before... Work it out. Even if it's the last thing you do. Everyone's going to bed. Oh shit, I haven't done my push-ups. All right, let's crank these 11 push-ups out. Bang. Over time, your mind starts to think automatically, I have to do this. Start small. You have to start small. The mind will screw you over. But when you develop that willpower and you sneak up to it, you sneak up to that bad voice, all of a sudden the voice is like, shit, man, this guy's willpower is real tough, man. He's strung 100 days together of doing something dangerous. That's how you approach it. How many times I've seen people in my personal life, I've heard stories from other people, man, I killed it, 10 days in January, I smashed it. The body does not give a shit. The way you change your life, the way you change your body composition is through changing your lifestyle. And how do you do that? It starts with the brain. None of this extremist shit that people, think about gyms are businesses. I am aware of the black screen. I'm sorry again, black screen is blinding everyone, but hear me out. Gyms are businesses. Personal trainers are employed by gyms. Personal trainers have social media outlets and they say 40-minute sessions. Now, why would that benefit the gym? Well, if they said 3-4 hour sessions, they would need less members because there's not enough bench presses, machines for every person to be there for 3 hours, right? Everyone pays the same membership, and if everyone's there for 30 minutes, beautiful. That's a great business plan. High turnover. You could sell 1 million freaking gym memberships because everybody's going to be there for 30 minutes. But if you sell 1 million memberships and everyone's there for 2-3 hours, all of a sudden it gets cramped. You can't allow as many memberships. So this is where I think, this is where all this crap started coming in. Oh, you come in and come out. That's how you do it. Are you talking about my benefit or are you talking about your benefit? Who's benefiting here? This high interval training, just smash it, come in, all has a place, man. But when I hear the trend of doing this, a newcomer comes in, I'm going to kill you. This is the personal trainer saying to the newcomer, I'm going to kill you for the next 30 minutes. No one thinks about the mental side. No one gives a shit about the mental side. And then people who have had personal trainers, they'll come to me, they're like, I had a really good personal trainer. He murdered me. I'm like, he'd really murdered you. I freaking bet you're not going to do this for the next month or two. You're going to drop out. Because how many times can you get murdered? Working out is different to training. Like Pavel Tsatsouline said, if you want to go work out, run up a hill. Keep going until you get wasted and that's it. Training is methodical, planned, programmed, intellectual way of adding gains to your physical form. It's not just about exhaustion. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.